everyone, I'm Rick Zanotti, and this is Tech Down Over. I'm joined today by my good friend from the land down under, Jeff Blanchard. How are you, Jeff?
Good, thank you, Rick. After a little bit of problems with RELATECasts, I'm here and I'm speaking normally.
That's great. And from the land up over, just a little bit north of us, we've got today from the Camera Store TV, Evelyn Drake and Dave Paul. Here we go. And we are back, and joining us today from the Camera Store TV, the one of our favorite broadcasts, and Evelyn Drake and Dave Paul. Do you realize there's 4 first names on this show with you guys? 4.
Yeah.
You could be Drake Evelyn. You could be Paul. Now, I've got a question to ask you, Dave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a good friend named Bruce Paul. You never know. Relationship?
No relations. No relationships as far as I know.
And then the other one of my old favorite shows, there was an Adrian Paul, an actor, martial artist. He was on Highlander.
Actually, no.
Highlander.
No, there's another Dave Paul photographer, though.
You know, I think I have heard that name before, but... Well, you guys have had the joy and responsibility of filling in some big shoes. And just from a viewer perspective, you guys do a great job. Mm-hmm. We love you guys.
Thank you. Yeah,
you guys
we're
are
trying
really
our best, getting into a good little groove here.
Yeah, I think you guys are doing great. Even the first show you did was really good. So I did giggle.
When I actually slowed down enough, you could hear me speak.
Yeah. No more Red Bull for Dave.
Yeah, you do talk fast. At first I was thinking he's from New York originally, but no.
No, just fast talking Calgarian.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, you guys do a really nice job. We I know it always takes a while, especially, and you do things, you're not live usually, you're filming on the road, which has its own fun and idiosyncrasies, trying to get everything right. And you're dealing with weather, which is always fun, whether you're raining, overcast.
In our video that we're going to be putting up tonight, we dealt with weather in that one, and we're always talking about weather sealing because we keep running into really bad weather situations on our shoots. So
when you shoot here, the weather changes very quickly. So if you look at our last video, honestly, within half an hour, it went from beautiful sunny day to torrential downpour. So you always got to be.
Was that the one where you were on the river?
No.
No, this is one we're putting out tonight.
Yeah.
It's,
the one tonight.
It's a Sigma 105mm lens review. And so we were under the hot, beautiful sun all morning, and then all of a sudden we're just sitting by the river, actually.
Yeah.
And it started pouring, so we had to run in and go and sat in a pub and finish talking about the lens, so it was okay.
And I don't mind the weather when we end up in a pub, so it's all right.
Yeah, that's okay. It makes up for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been to Vancouver a lot throughout the years, and the same thing. In Vancouver it's different. It just rains, short of summer.
Gray or sunny. Yeah.
Short of summer, it just rains all the time. But we don't mind it. Coming from Southern California, it's like, oh wow, rain. This is so cool.
Yeah.
No, Vancouver's a great city to visit. I quite like it.
It's pretty. I've been to Edmonton, but I haven't been to Calgary. One day.
For sure.
Yeah, you'll have to come during the Calgary Stampede. That's our claim to fame.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it on YouTube videos and stuff. It looks fun. Actually, the boys, Chris and Jordan, I think did some from there. Actually,
yeah. I think they didn't do one there. Did they do one there this year? Yeah, I think they did.
They did.
And they've been able to shoot there every year. I think it's kind of hard not to go down during that time.
Yeah, people don't realize it's a 10-day event.
Is it really?
It's a 10-day event, so it goes on for well over a week, and the city of Calgary sort of shuts down. It's amazing.
Interesting.
Is it actually a million people go through the gates every year?
Is it near downtown?
It's right in downtown.
Oh, okay.
So, just on the edge of it. They have a huge rodeo grounds in the middle of the city, so it's pretty impressive.
Oh, that sounds good. Well, I was watching, Dave, your video when you were doing the Panasonic camera on the river, and it goes right by downtown. I thought that was actually pretty. That was a beautiful view of downtown from the backside.
Yeah, that was a nice view.
Yeah, and we had a great time shooting that. And part of that, we chose that, we wanted to show off part of Calgary as well, and things like the Peace Bridge, and downtown it's a good looking downtown.
It is. It is. It's really nice. Well, Canada on the whole is beautiful. So I've been to one strange place in Canada that most even Canadians haven't been. I've been to North Bay twice.
North Bay, Ontario.
North Bay, Ontario. Out in there's nothing but wilderlands up above it, but it was pretty. It's really a nice place. People are great up there.
Yeah.
Well, generally, Canadians are a pretty friendly bunch. So
that's true. Jeff.
Now, Evelyn, I saw your one with you talking about rodeos. I saw your one at the rodeo. How did you enjoy that? And I see that you split up on that occasion, that Dave was doing the river while you was doing the rodeo. How was the rodeo?
Yes, it was a really good experience. I mean, I've lived in Alberta all my life, and that was the first time that I had the opportunity to go to a couple of small town rodeos. And shooting with someone like Todd Corral, it was a really different experience, and he took me to places that I probably wouldn't normally have the courage to go back there by myself. They really don't mind if you look like you know what you're doing. And so just getting to know some of the cowboys that were riding and really getting to feel what it's like to be amongst them was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I was pretty envious you got to go to that. I was off in Montreal, I think, working that weekend. So
yes, yeah,
so I missed out.
That's great. But I plan on going to more. And I actually was able to go to another one called the Nanta Night Rodeo, and that was when one of our special guests, William Albert Allard, who's a National Geographic photographer, he was in town, and we were able to go with Todd and Bill, and just kind of observe how he shoots and how he interacts with people, and I find that really fascinating. So I want to do more of that.
I've noticed with everybody seems to be doing like the Sony RX100 reviews, and I thought, how do you guys do that with sort of the enthusiasm you do? Because the RX100 seems to have so many versions of it. I think everybody's done it, but you seem to still do with quite a bit of enthusiasm.
Well, we're new to the hosting thing, so we're still quite energetic about that. But it's an exciting camera, period. So we quite enjoyed it, but we also do things where we go on location, where we're not just behind a desk reviewing specs and stats, and we actually go out and do it and do stuff with the camera how we normally people would use it.
And both Dave and I have been working for the camera store for over 11 years, and so we've seen the entire lineup from the original RX series right up to the 6, and I think we're both really excited just to see how the technology has progressed and where it's sitting now. I mean, it is such an expensive camera for what you get, but we think there's people out there that would find that a really fun camera to bring along with them on holidays or traveling. So I think that's why we're still really excited about it.
Now, Dave, you look like a big guy. How was that camera in your hands?
I didn't mind it at all. For me, it is one of the best sort of premium compact cameras on the market. It satisfies just about all my needs. I find myself, if I'm shooting with like a lens, a more fixed lens, even the previous generation where it's 24-70, it's not enough reach for me to really crave it as much. But 24 to 200 gave me much more practicality.
And it doesn't come out that far.
You didn't really like vlogging with it, though.
I don't know if I'm a good vlogger. I'm still getting used to being on camera. Let alone putting myself on camera.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, but you're natural on camera. You guys are doing a good job on cameras, both of you. So
well, we worked together for a long time, and we know each other for a long time. So there's a certain chemistry that comes along with that. But
well, it was funny because I think when you first started, I think Evelyn and I did a couple of emails, and I went, wait a minute, are you married to Jordan?
yes, I am.
And I went, whoa, this is more interesting now. So it's just kind of a slight jump to a different crew. So and you guys have seen it so many times that it's somewhat natural to you already.
Yes, yeah. In fact, I think I mentioned to you that I was in the room when Jordan and Chris came on the show with you guys, and so yeah, we've been pretty close to it. And of course, Dave was actually in some TCSTV reviews back when Jordan and Chris were doing it. And so it was just kind of a natural progression of how we're going to work all this out. And we thought, why not give it a shot? What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, no, you guys, I remember in the first show, Evelyn had the great line of, be nice to us. and
right. I mean, come on, internet. Be nice to us.
Yeah, be nice to us. Come on,
and actually,
please.
I have to give the internet credit. They've been really good and supportive, and we're really surprised. But I think there's a lot to be said for we didn't really have any secrets. We told everybody what was going on. We're still constantly, boosting Jordan and Chris up and letting everyone know where they've gone. So any of their true fans that haven't keyed in yet, they know that they can go find them on Deep Review. And hopefully what they're getting now is, 2 YouTube shows for the price of 1.
Yeah.
And from Calgary. And so we have very different perspectives, different approaches, but we're really enjoying it, and I know they are too. So.
Well, yeah,
sure. The biggest things I noticed it was a big leap to jump to the hosting here, but we're shocked at the sense of compassion with the internet. We were expecting to be sort of ripped to shreds, and the first time we were clicking the publish post, right, we were super nervous. Yeah. But the internet's been right by our side and encouraging us.
Yeah, and we know we're gonna still make mistakes along the way. This is
that's a given.
And what's the old saying?
Pretty much on the daily.
And the world can't take 2 Chris's and 2 podcasts, only 1. So I'm kidding.
No, we love Chris and Jordan, obviously. Spend a lot of time with them still. But.
Yeah, but no, you guys have a different style, and I like the style. You guys have a very good style. It is a little different, and as you progress and go, you're going to relax more. You're going to start finding more humor and probably in the stuff you do. I mean, Dave, you're funny whenever you have to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable. It's like, oh, I got to do this again. Oh, darn. And we're sitting here as guys going, I know how you feel. Yeah, I know exactly how you feel. Because you guys are out in the woods doing this wherever, so you're acting it out. It's different. We're just sitting right now in a studio. That's easy. So it's fun. No,
but it's fun because I do love photography, and I've been doing it for a long time, and Evelyn the same thing. So we're still passionate about what we do, and it's enjoyable to actually talk about what we're doing and loving it.
Now, what cameras do each of you shoot with in your own personal cameras?
You go ahead.
Well, I've been the Canon guy for years and years. Okay. So the 5D3 has sort of been my mainstay. The 5D4 is out, and who knows what's coming out next, right? But it's it's sort of a bread and butter camera and gives me the results I want. Ironically, I recently just picked up a Canon 1D Mark IV. There's a 10-year-old pro body, but for the purpose I bought it for, it's working perfectly.
Yeah.
So I'm not always chasing the latest and greatest in technology. And our latest video I shot with a 5DSR, and I just watched my computer slow down when I'm dumping all the files.
Now the 1D Mark IV, is that the one that was 4 megapixels or 8 megapixels?
No. It's 16 megapixels.
It was 16. Okay.
I have some standards.
Yeah.
I have some standards.
Well, wasn't the original 1D something like 4?
No, there was several generations before that.
Yeah.
This was 16 megapixels, and it was great.
Yeah. And you know what? It's funny. Let's go to Evelyn first. What do you like to shoot with?
Well, lately I've been a really big fan of the Fuji cameras, and so I've mostly been shooting with the X-T2 and the X-E3, and I'm starting to get into some of the longer focal length lenses. I really like shooting with the 90mm lens. I have Jordan, I have a son, he's 3.5, and using that I'm able to get really nice portraits of him kind of from a little bit further away, and I just love their files. I think they're just really creamy and sort of have a nice look to them. I pretty much just will post them right out of camera when I put them on Instagram and that kind of thing, so that's what I've mostly been shooting with. And then that rodeo I was telling you about, the Nanton Night Rodeo, I brought out a Leica Q, and I kept telling myself I'm not gonna become a huge hardcore Leica person. A bunch of my coworkers, there was kind of this Leica club happening.
The Leica night.
And it was so nice. But I feel too scared bringing that around. It's so expensive, and I would just worry about breaking it.
Well, it's a luxury item for sure.
Yeah.
Now we're fortunate where we work because we get to borrow pretty much anything we want.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
I have 2 kids, and my youngest is 9 years old now, and watching them play U10 soccer. Every week I go out and I try a different combination of camera kit, just to see what I liked, what I didn't like, and
we're really lucky.
go from there.
Now, let me ask you, out here on the soccer fields, and where we are in Camarillo, it is the largest AYSO, the Youth Soccer League, this side of the Mississippi. So it's, I don't know why us, but we have a ton of soccer fields that the city just maintains. And all you ever see out there are the Canon photographers with the big 70 to 200s or 300s. And boy, do they make a lot of money taking pictures. It's amazing. But it's all Canon. I've yet to see any other brand.
Oh, I think we're seeing some change there. Nikon's always there too. Sony's making some big inroads into it. But, Sony being able to adapt or Canon glass to it quite effectively.
Yeah, that helps.
Certainly coming into play for sure.
Yeah, so. And we've heard other pro photographers saying that they're starting to see more Sony gear, Sony glass ending up in photography pits for different sporting events. Maybe not as much for amateur soccer. I think that's probably still dominated by DSLR cameras. But
Sony glass is nice. It is nice.
They are. I mean, we were at a chance to play with the 4-2.8, right, which is an amazing piece of glass. But everybody's going to drop 16 grand on a.
16 and a half in Canada for that lens.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I'm just the opposite. I bought a whole mess of Sony gear at the end of last year, sold it all, and I'm still back to Canon.
And
Panasonic.
What Canon do you have?
Right now on Canon, we're shooting actually more camcorders, XF405s, XF400s. I'm thinking seriously of getting a C200 or 300, and then we're shooting with Panasonics, the GH5s, G9, and so but we had all the Sonys, and we bought a lot of lenses and sold 24 grand right back. It was interesting. I like them.
Yeah, well, you got to find out what works for you and use it. Right?
Yeah, and I do like the Canons. I don't like certain things about Canon, but that's everybody. I like the Sony, but I didn't like the ergos. The ergonomics just,
Yeah, there certainly isn't the perfect camera yet.
No. They are good though. They are good.
They're good. Just a little bit hard sometimes to figure out how to set everything up, and then sometimes you end up bumping a button that you don't mean to, and so there's some challenges.
I mean, working here for as long as I have, when a customer comes in, it's getting tougher and tougher to qualify them because there's so many cameras that have different niches. Some cameras are better for sports, some cameras are better for portrait, some cameras are a better, well-rounded camera that lack other features.
Yeah,
that's very true.
And of course, you want to pigeonhole them at the same time, so a lot of times our work's cut out for us.
Yeah, Jeff?
Now, a question that I want to find out is, how do you guys sort of decide what you're going to review? Is there a sort of a set routine that you say, have a look what's trending, or is it just on your personal views?
Well, so far, it's been a combination. We created a wish list of what we wanted to shoot when we first started, and we're sort of getting through that list. But then, of course, if anything new comes up that we're able to have the opportunity to get our hands on, that's going to bump up a little bit higher in the list. So we'll try to get those out as quickly as we can. But for the most part, we have kind of a running list of the different products that we want to try out, things that might be appropriate for certain events that come up in Calgary. Like this video that we're going to launch tonight, the Sigma 105mm lens, we thought would be perfect for the Calgary Folk Music Festival, and we were getting access to shoot that event. So that's how we kind of put those two ideas together.
Yeah, it's a pretty creative team here, right? And it's not just Evelyn and I. We are often asking staff and asking everybody else, what's a good idea? Here's this new camera coming out with this feature. What do you think would be good for this? So it's a great sort of community within the building itself.
Yeah,
that's great.
And the nice thing is we are pretty flexible in terms of what we're allowed to do. It's kind of our baby to be able to shoot what gear we want to shoot, how we want to run the show. And then we also have our videographer, Brendan, who's really camera shy, but he's been fantastic. And like you said, he had some really big shoes to fill, and we think he's doing a terrific job.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the same guys who was shooting before sometimes.
No.
We didn't know. No,
it's a completely new crew, and it's interesting as we sort of find our identity, right, and find out what our look is. I know when I took this job, I was kind of freaking out, going, well, should I change my hair, my clothes? What image do I want to be? What do I want to do? And I ultimately went, you know what? I have to settle on myself, and hopefully people like it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is with the internet is people don't want to see manufactured people. That's what the attraction is. We like to see the people, and like you two are both quite genuine, so I do like to see that as well. Now, as you said, with the selection of the things you do review, do you just do the whole scripts, or do you do it off the cuff just from your existing knowledge, or do you prepare a list of questions or that for your reviews?
Kind of bullet points.
Yeah, we're trying to get a little bit more organized as we go. A lot of it is off the cuff. So depending on the location where we're shooting, we'll do a day of shooting or a couple days of shooting, and then we'll come up with our ideas and then try to put together a bullet point list to keep us on track just when we're doing our talking points. But we don't script it.
No. And I've been selling cameras for so long. A lot of the stuff I say every day when we're discussing a camera or a lens or a combination. It's second nature to me.
So is the camera store one of the largest camera retailers in Canada?
Oh, by far, yeah.
Really?
Like we're...
Yeah, I mean, we have...
Are we second or first or third?
I don't know exactly how we rank necessarily, but I'll tell you what, we're one store. We're based in Calgary, but we ship all across Canada, and we have pretty good web presence across the country. We don't have the best website. There's a lot of things that we're still working on and evolving, but I think what makes it special about the camera store is we are, a group of real people. The store is owned by two people that are extremely passionate about photography, and they've been doing this for 22 years. We're just on our 22nd anniversary, and we're not a corporation. We're not a chain. We're a camera store with a bunch of people that love photography, and
for sure. And the thing we get comments over and over again is our customer service, and people are blown away every day. They walk into the store and they're like, "Holy, this place is busy," but there's like any given day there's 10, 15 staff, serving everybody.
That's great.
And most other stores are there's like you just don't get that.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a struggle still in the photo business for camera gear, and I don't know if you guys experience it where you are, but we're starting to see a little bit of a resurgence, I think.
Yeah, I remember about 5-8 years ago, things were getting kind of slim. A lot of the photo places out in the LA area, and these are big retailers, maybe 5 or 6 stores, 7 stores, the inventory went real low. And we're all going, what happened? And the cameras weren't shipping as much, the manufacturers. And it got slim for a while. And you're right, it is picking up, which is great. It's great for everybody. So that's always good news, and good to hear that you guys are also feeling the same thing. Because, it's not, the cell phones are not going to replace cameras, no matter what anybody says. Maybe for certain consumer types, but not for everybody.
Well, a lot of people look at a cell phone and they carry it with them everywhere, and I'm guilty of it too. I take a lot of photos on my cell phone, and they're decent quality. But if you get more into photography, you realize the limitations of a cell phone.
Right.
It doesn't have the focal range I want. I'm not going to shoot anything like close-up sports in action or indoor hockey or anything like that with my cell phone. It's just not going to give me the results I want. So it's kind of a gateway into a higher level of photography.
Yeah, and that's the way that we're trying to look at it as more of an opportunity, that there's more people in the world that are taking pictures than ever before.
That's true.
So how can we convince those people that, by getting a camera that's going to give them better quality, they're going to be able to print their work and enjoy their photography, that they can, they can do it and they can get better results.
Yeah, and they with built-in Wi-Fi, just about every camera on the market nowadays, right? It's all just sort of part and parcel of the whole process.
Yeah. So do Chris and Jordan ever go, we want to go back?
No, I don't think so.
No.
They're really enjoying what they're doing. They love they love the team. It's really changed things up for them. They're really able to focus on what they've kind of built, and I don't think they necessarily want to come back. I'm sure sometimes they get a little bit nostalgic for like for our little community that we have, and it's kind of cute whenever they come into the store to pick up something that they need, a memory card or whatever. Everybody knows them, so they're still very much part of our family, and well, of course, my family.
Now, I've always said we're like one big dysfunctional family here, right? and it's true, we are.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever thought of having like a completely random encounter where you guys battle it out with the cameras?
I don't know. We
do now.
We do now. That's a good idea. We'll see what the future holds for how we connect. But for now, we're kind of both doing our own thing and seeing how that works out.
Now, what I'm really looking forward to is I want to see how you two finish off the year, because I want to see how outrageous an end-of-year video you're going to do.
Yeah, and we've had lots of suggestions. So yeah, that's I don't know. They have a lot of courage to do some of the stuff that they've done on those videos. So
yeah, alcohol seems to be involved a lot in their year end.
Yeah.
I think I speak faster when I'm drinking, so it could be even worse for us.
Yeah.
But like you said, though, Dave, you said you speak fast when you're doing reviews, but to me, when I hear somebody speaking a bit fast about a product, it's usually that they're so enthusiastic and they like it so much, it's quite encouraging. So don't speak too slowly, because then it sounds too scripted. So I do enjoy when somebody gets excited and really gets into a product.
No, I appreciate that, and I am enthusiastic about the products we're reviewing. But yeah, I've been trying to pace myself a little bit better, and it certainly sounds better.
Yeah. So. And in our opinion, we haven't had the chance to review a complete, dog yet. So we'll see. We'll see what that experience is like if we come across something that's really awful.
Yeah.
Just no more straw hats. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I just threw caution to the wind on that one and just went with it.
It just changed the whole thing. It was like looking at a different person to me when you saw the straw hat on. It just didn't seem like you anymore.
Well, you know what? I'm like, when Brendan and I are floating down the river on a beautiful, hot, sunny day, and I'm like, this is work today. I can do it. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I was a little jealous, honestly. Like, what? Because had a good day.
The video was only like 10 or 12 minutes, but that was about a 4-hour float down the river.
Oh, yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah, that was interesting. We went, he dumped her. He's on his own today. Wow. And but then when he said she's at the Stampede, it's like, oh, okay, got it.
It's actually good because with two hosts we can split up, and if one of us is working, like I'm often away in out east photographing stuff, and Evelyn can take over, or she might be away for whatever reason, business trip, and then I'll film an episode. So it's kind of nice to have that back and forth.
Mm-hmm. So what do you guys predict? Any predictions for what's coming out soon? You got Nikon with their mirrorless coming out. Supposedly, there's some rumors about Panasonic with some major changes, so that'll be really interesting. It's all rumors. And Canon, they're promising their mirrorless full frame, or they're talking about it, which I'm actually looking forward to. So.
Yeah, we think this is going to be a really interesting fall. I mean, this correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the last Photokina that's in the fall.
Oh, is it?
And I think we're going to see a lot of action come out of it. Obviously, everything that we've heard on the Nikon side is really exciting. We think it's really going to rumble up the market. So
I think we took a great time to get into the business here, and because it's going to be very exciting. I think it's probably one of the most exciting years in recent history.
I mean, maybe it's because we're doing the YouTube channel, but I can't think of a time where there was really this much excitement. Maybe since, I don't know, Sony was first coming out with their mirrorless.
Yeah, but it took a little while to get momentum going, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels different. I feel like with all the announcements that are kind of on the cusp of happening, there's this different feeling in the business, and lots of whisperings, and I'm excited.
Now I was hoping that when we got this job we'd be let in on all the secrets, but we don't know anything more than anybody else does.
No, they don't. I know, because we know one of our retailers here very well, and they don't get a lot of advance notice, if at all. And they're big Canon resellers, big Nikon, big Sony, and you go and I know one guy really well. And he goes, they don't tell us. It's interesting.
Well, it's so quick for things to get out there, and there's been so many leaks, and so I think everybody is just being a lot more strategic with how they're keeping everything under wraps.
Yeah, and we have a really good relationship with a lot of our reps, and we see them, several of the reps we see once a week at least. Yeah. And so they walk into the store and everybody hounds them for information, and they don't know anything either.
Yeah, they try bribery and...
Over the years, I remember, a rep walking in, and I'm like, "Hey, do you know that new lens that came out? When are we going to get it?" And he looked at me and went, "What new lens?" Right? Said it was announced this morning. He goes, "I just found out about it now."
That's funny. That's funny.
But what do you guys think?
I think Canon may disrupt a little bit, only because they've done so little for so long. They've got to do something, and Sony's kind of max itself out for the moment. We'll see what they come out with next. Panasonic, I think they're the dark horse. If they can get their focus, literally their focus, going, I think they're really hard to beat if they can get their focus going. I love the GH4, the GH5, the G9. I actually like the G9 a lot, but...
Well, there's something compelling about every brand. Every brand has got kind of their niche.
Yeah. And
right?
so
Canon and Nikon are really established, right? Like generational almost, right?
Yeah. And well, I read something the other day. You probably know this one, and we were shocked. The numbers came out of Japan for the best-selling cameras, best-selling in many categories. Well, for example, in 4K cameras, who's number one? Canon. I was going, Canon?
Well, and they were number one for mirrorless too.
Yeah. And I was going, Canon?
Like, what? Really?
So they won 4K. They won mirrorless.
One of our colleagues has quite a few contacts in Japan, and he said, we love the Canon, and it's the best camera, it's the best mirrorless. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I think their marketing in Japan is amazing. I was there in the spring, and I think they call it the KISS for their EOS M series, and they have a very different approach than the North American line.
Interesting. And the whole thing with Canon is they alone are larger than all of the competitors combined. And you just go, wow. And by a lot in many cases. They're a big company.
Certainly globally.
For sure. They've never rushed up to market. They always take their time, and even if they're a year or 2 years late to the market, but they have a really solid product when they do. Yeah. But I think that's got to change a little bit. Canon's got to look more aggressive.
They do, and they claim they came out with that notice about a month ago saying they will no longer lose on specs over the next 2 years. We'll see.
We got to wait and see. That. So as a Canon guy, I'm pretty excited about that.
Me too.
But I am thrilled because I get to borrow what I want here. So one day it's a Hasselblad, next day it's a GH5.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing I might predict. I can just tell you now. I know when Panasonic's going to release their next new model is the day I buy the GH5 because I'm wanting to buy it now, and I can tell you if I buy it tomorrow, it will be released on Monday. The next new innovation from Panasonic. So I don't just know whenever I seem to buy something.
Party started.
Yep, that's funny. Well, Evelyn and Dave, we're so glad you could join us today.
Thank you. Yes.
And we wish you the absolute best of success. You guys are awesome. Yeah. Keep up the great work. I know every week we're going, is there a new one? Is there a new one? Is there a new one? So we enjoy you guys. You guys are doing a great job.
Gap here, but there's going to be one tonight, so hopefully it'll be out.
That's cool. Say hi to Jordan and Chris for us. And wish them good luck. And we hope to see you guys again. We'll invite you on soon.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's been fun.
I must say there's with the YouTube channels out there, there's only about 5 channels that I constantly watch. I subscribe to tons, but there's 5, and yours is one of them that I really look forward to seeing what's coming out. There's a lot of other really good ones, but there's only a couple of that sort of keep my eye on and say, I want to watch that. So good on you. Good work. Keep it coming.
Yeah, well, Jordan just got here to come pick me up at the end of the day, so he's waving and he says hi.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
I did notice a little cameo in the RX 100 video. I think it was him in the canoe.
Yes. That was pretty funny.
I didn't watch that.
Comments on that photo.
I gotta go back and I missed that one. Gotta go look for it. Anyway, well, hey, you guys have a great weekend. Again, good luck with the show, and we will see you soon. If you're watching, please subscribe. Have a good one.
Thanks, bye for now.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.